Hey, Finance Fam. We are here today with Richelle. Richelle is the mortgage maven. Is that your nickname?
We're working with that, yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to say it if you don't like it.
It's happening. It's in my Instagram bio, so I guess it's official.
That's where I got it from. Okay. So you're a mortgage lender. We literally just got done doing a video about how the types of questions you should be asking your lender when you are buying a home, and we went over some finance fun about buying versus renting, and we were talking, and basically I just wanted to do another video because I'm really passionate about women in finance, and I think it's super cool that I'm sitting here with a female lender and we're talking financial planning, we're talking empowering women with knowledge. Knowledge is power. I say that all the time. And I just feel very strongly about this. And there's actually a movement right now happening, I feel.
It's happening, yeah.
And, I try not to get too crazy about it.
I get a little crazy about it.
But it's exciting.
It is.
And the energy, I can feel it. I see all the women out there. I see there's actually a organization, a nonprofit called Girls Rock Wallstreet that I just started following.
That's cool.
And they are going into high schools. They're all about women in STEM, women getting into finance, and they're teaching them about the stock market and about investing and, what earnings per share is, which is like a stock market term for another video. But it's very exciting, and I'm super interested in what they're doing. And I'm just seeing this emerge, and I'm seeing more and more women out there talking about it. And there was a stat that recently actually came out, and we kind of are doing this on a whim, so I don't have it on me. But the financial world was significantly male dominated. I mean, I think women were only, I think this was specific to financial planners, but it was like 29% were women.
Wow.
But that number was a lot lower, like in the past 10 years,
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's more of a recent thing that we're finally starting to see more women come into finance and financial planning. And so I think it's an exciting topic. I just wanted to hear your thoughts. Why do you, because I know you're passionate about this too.
Yeah.
And I know that you've, probably talked about this on your channel and your, medium. What are you thinking? How are you feeling about this movement right now?
God, I think it's so exciting and so important. I think especially as I'm really excited to look up the organization you just mentioned, because having this impact on younger women especially, I think is crucial when we're talking about the growth of our economy and things, moving forward on a long-term basis. And I think it's really important to have more people, more females or women identified people in this space to be role models for that younger generation.
Exactly.
I think about the first finance class that I took in college, and you walk into a large lecture room of 250, 300 people, and most of them don't look like me. It's a room full of men.
Yeah.
And, honestly, I sat next to a woman because I feel comfortable and we can have a little chit chat. But I think not seeing people that look like you or sound like you is very intimidating in a space that is heavily dominated by men. And I also see that in real estate as well. Obviously it's sort of a sector of the financial industry. But it is I just recently went to a conference, and again, it was a room mostly filled with men. And I sort of take a lot of pride in being the woman in the room. Right? Yeah.
Me too.
And
Trust
I'm happy
me,
to stand up with my high heels and be that person.
Yeah.
But I want to see more people, more women in that space, and really have that. And I think you and I were kind of talking. The reason we wanted to do this, it just, God, the impact that more women can have once they are empowered by understanding earnings per share and how to operate a profit and loss. And I'm an entrepreneur, and I have been for a long time. And so that's sort of my filter and the way that I look at this. But I see stats increasing of female-owned businesses in the United States, and I am stoked about that. It's very exciting to see that. But at the same time, I hope and really want to know that those women have the financial foundation to be able to run a business.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, a lot of it, you can be really good at the craft or whatever it is you decided to go into business, but if you don't know how, again, to operate the financial side of a business, understand profit and loss, earnings statement, those kinds of things, your business is not going to succeed. So I really, really want people to have the tools to do that. And, you know, for me, a little bit more about my story and my experience, but I came from a very limited financial background. I did not have my family did not have a lot of money growing up, and I just wasn't ever exposed to the conversations like this.
Yep. Same thing
that we
here.
get to have. And I see that, you know, once I started sort of seeking out classes and books and podcasts and things that were teaching me these tools, I just see my world grow, and I see the impact that has on me. And it's not the, you know, money buys happiness. It's not. I'm a very happy person and have been my whole life. I'm positive. But the impact that I can have as a business owner when I started making money and was able to start investing money and then investing in other people by creating jobs and hiring them and paying them a full-time salary. And then I was interested in real estate, so I started purchasing homes, and now I'm providing housing for other people. I've made donations to women's organizations in town and sponsored other female business owners, and I see the impact that has. And now all of a sudden we're looking at this ripple effect.
This ecosystem, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, of course it's wonderful for me, but this isn't about me. This is about all of us. And I just think if we can all put these things into practice, and more people have these tools and are able to have these kinds of frank conversations and understand how to grow their own financial sphere, everybody wins. I mean, everybody.
I mean, I think that, you know, there was a stat that came out that, you know, most of America, they don't have savings. They can't afford a $400 emergency, or it was something like that. The Federal Reserve does this report, and that got thrown around a lot in the news, in the media, and it's disheartening. But honestly, we're not taught this stuff when we're young. Unless your family was affluent enough and, you know, financially well off or knowledgeable, you know, to be able to teach it. You don't have to be rich to be able to teach your child about finance and money. Right. But not everybody had that, and we didn't learn it in school. If we didn't go after it, if we didn't major in finance, or if we didn't, you know, major in economics, we didn't learn it. I mean, we had that one home economics class. I don't even know. It taught us how to balance a checkbook, maybe, which is irrelevant. Ever done that? It's irrelevant now. So, you know, we're not taught this stuff. Right. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because I think half the battle is just, instead of watching TV, maybe like watch one video about something finance related. Like learn a little bit and start. And once you start, you'll snowball, and then you'll end up with this whole world of a whole head of knowledge that you didn't have before. And it's just little baby steps at a time to get you there.
Interest.
It's like compound interest
principle.
Compound interest knowledge
for your brain.
Yeah.
It's great.
Like when I started, I didn't know anything, you know, and now here I am. And I was able to pass the certified financial planner examination, which was a huge
ginormous
accomplishment for me.
And for you and for our gender.
And for our gender.
Honestly, you're now in that stat.
Yeah, exactly. 29%. I'm just trying to get that number up for everybody. But I just, and like to your point as well with the entrepreneur, just because you have the ability to make a lot of money doesn't necessarily mean that you have the ability to manage it the right way.
Absolutely.
So it just goes so deep.
Huge impact,
and that's why I am obsessed with what Girls Rock Wallstreet is doing, because they're going in and they're teaching, I believe it's juniors and seniors. They're going, it's what we need.
Yeah.
You know, and women, we're definitely going to take over the finance space, I think.
Or maybe the whole world, probably.
Like to hope.
Yeah. But I think that, again, young women, young people having these tools, but all of them. That's what's cool. Girls Rock Wallstreet. Again, I'm going to have to look that up. I'm not familiar with the organization.
I'm going to link it in this, and I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But I think expanding people's knowledge on that, and knowing that we live in a world where you can go on YouTube and watch videos like this and find so much information on the internet or at the library, wherever. We have all these tools available to us. They're also important. Often what I find, and I'm curious what you think, but what is primarily targeted at women is again the balancing the checkbook and how to run a household budget, and very micro level of budgeting and finance, which is not unimportant, but is not the whole picture. And I think it's important to have that full financial picture of what is your net worth? Do you know how to calculate it? Do you know how to make it grow?
How do you build wealth? How do you save enough for retirement? How do you know the difference between a Roth and a traditional and the benefits, pros and cons of each, and how to all of these things. It doesn't take much to make an impact. Like, it doesn't take. I sit with people and I sit with them for 2 hours and they leave and they go, holy crap, I did not know. Like, I had no idea that the difference between what a Roth and a traditional IRA was, and that one saves me taxes now and one saves me taxes later, you know, and they're just contributing to these accounts having no idea that, like, there's penalties when you pull it out and things like that. And I just think that it doesn't take much to make a huge impact in your financial life. Little bit of knowledge goes a long way.
On a multi-generational level as well, which I also think is important as women, whether or not you choose to have children. If you do, then you're a mother, and you're then responsible for not only what you teach your children about money on a mindset level and a technical level, but then also what you can offer them moving forward. I mean, do you have the savings for a child's education or a trust fund or whatever those, whatever it looks like for your specific financial situation?
Yeah.
But understanding that it can have this huge impact outside of just you and your own financial comfort when we're talking multi-generational wealth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's really what I wanted to touch on. I just wanted to kind of chat with you about that a little bit. And, I think that I've been there. I've been the only woman in the room at the conference. Like, imagine a day trading conference, okay? Just imagine. The whole thing is men. I mean, the whole thing. Like, real estate is one thing. I feel like women got into the real estate game way before the Wallstreet game. Yeah. And I feel like, the ratios at the real estate conference were probably way better than at a day trading conference or at an investing conference. It was all men. And I had a friend not a friend, it was actually someone, well, she's a friend, and she came up to me and she was like, Nikki, why don't you do these conferences for women traders and investors?
Yes.
And I was like, I didn't think there were enough. To do something like that.
Yeah.
So that's how She Talks Finance was actually born, is from that conversation with her. Yeah. Because it was all dudes. 2 of them brought their wives. They were learning, investing with their wives, which I think, great. I think it's great.
Yeah.
And the 2 wives, they both came up to me, but the one said that, and I was like, they were like, we would come if you did an investing seminar for women. And I was like, I just didn't think there were enough of them.
But I think there are people who are interested. And for me, it's again back to that college experience of walking into a room full of men and feeling super intimidated. And if you have no vocabulary for finance, and now you're in this setting where it appears that all these people know what they're doing and they're all men, so they're not, there's a little bit of a difference there in how you communicate or how you relate to them. It's hard to function in that. And so I think of the flip side of the day trading conference where there's all men. Imagine a room full of women, and men probably won't understand this, but the energy will be different in the room.
Yeah.
And the environment will feel different, and the way that you can communicate and can learn and empower these women in that type of setting is incredible. So I think what you're doing is amazing, and I'm really excited to be a part of it.
So the goal is a women conference, a women investing conference. That's the goal, where it's all women, and we're talking real estate investing, and we're talking stock market investing, and that's like the vision.
Coming soon, 2020 vision.
Coming soon. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much.
And I'm sure you'll be in some more videos with me because
this is fun.
It's fun. Finance is fun.
Finance is fun.
See? All right, we'll see you guys in the next video.